So, last time I was here, I wasn't told about this. This is the city center. And that is another loading dock. Significantly better than the other. So a little bit of status update. We have sound going. We need to do a little bit of tuning. You're gonna notice, I'll show you over here what we got going on because we had the podium. So we set up a little mixed position sort of thing, and we're bringing out a mic. This is actually better than mine. It's the nicer version. It's a Dayton audio. And another thing, and we'll talk more about this later, we're actually bringing less speakers. And that's to avoid some comb filtering. We have PRX in the center, 2 ETXs on the outside, but somebody you haven't seen on the channel in a while is over here helping. So today we're here at Shen for their senior prom. As you guys saw about a month ago, we were here for their junior prom. However, we did make some changes to setup, and Will's gonna talk to you a little bit about the sort of theory after I show you just a raw setup of what we got. So looking around, we're running ETXs for mains, and we're running them spread out and not on the stage. And as you can see, we're not running 4 tops, and we're gonna explain to you why. Under the stage, you can't really see it. We got an amplifier for our center sub. And just like last time, we're doing our wall of bass patent pending with the 2 ETXs on the outside and the 1 JBL STX dual 18 on the middle, giving you tons of low end. There's about 800 to 900 people at this prom, so we really need bass, and especially with the room being this big, we don't want to lack. At my business, NWN Entertainment, we always bring subs to schools. I don't understand why DJs would not bring subs to school events. Also, we're running, I didn't talk about this in the last video, but I picked up these used PRX 815Ws. Oh wow, the lights are going off. So you'll be able to see the lights, which I'm going to talk to you about in a second. So these are PRXs. And I'm using one as a center fill. It's stood up, not laid down because of the dispersion pattern. Again, Will's gonna talk about that later. On the other side, ETX as well. Mike let me borrow these. These are the brand new both lighting Titan tubes. These are the pixel mappable tubes. And I'm just running them on the auto programs, but I'm still running them through SoundSwitch. And then of course, we're running the both lighting MH150, 150 watt spot movers, and the glow totems with an S6 mini at the bottom. So we're gonna take a look on the stage and show you what's going on up there. So we're here up on the stage, and I'm gonna show you guys what we're working with behind the scenes over here. I'm gonna put a mic in here, but they're both SM58s. And of course, we're running our usual DJ console, which consists of an Odyssey DJ podium booth that we got a few weeks ago, with our DDJ 1000 SRT controller, Lenovo Legion laptop, and of course, SoundSwitch controlling the lights. On each side, we're running these sort of spotlights just so you can light me up, make me feel like I am a rock star, which I definitely am. And under the table, you get a little bit of messy cabling, XR18 with the old style Shure SLX mics. And of course, another JBL for a monitor. So now I'm gonna pass things over to Will, and he's gonna sort of explain to you the logic and theory about why we did speakers the way we did, what some of the tuning that he did consist of, because he did a lot more advanced stuff than I did the last time, where I just blasted the room with pink noise and used an auto-tune.
Hey guys, my name is Will. I used to work with Nick a little bit more frequently, but now I work in the Nashville area, and I provide live sound reinforcement and live sound system engineering services to people that require it down there. And so I'm trying to help Nick out a little bit with this setup, because it's the kind of thing that often gets neglected in DJ systems, right? So the big question you're gonna wonder is, why are we only doing a pair of tops, one on either side? And the primary reason for that is coherency, comb filtering, and summation. When you put 2 tops right next to each other, assuming that they are exactly identical and they are as close to each other as possible, you could get up to 6 decibels of gain summation. But That's under perfect circumstances. And the summation and the the destructive interference of different frequencies will change as you walk in front of those, as one speaker becomes a little bit closer, even inches closer to your ears than the other. And that creates what's called a comb filter, which is a frequency that looks like this, and we'll show that on the screen what that looks like. So even though you may be able to get as much as 5 dB of gain summation from a perspective of A-weighted SPL, overall you're going to degrade the overall sound quality of your system. The additional factor that we have to consider here is that we don't have 4 ETX 12P speakers, right? We could run another set of PRXs next to those or some EV-ZLXs, but they're not going to be able to sum perfectly because they're not the same. They have slightly different phase responses, slightly different impulses, and so they may actually cancel more at certain frequencies. Now, there is one circumstance under which it is okay to do that, and that's if you're able to splay the speakers completely out of each other's coverage patterns. These boxes have a 60-degree vertical by 90-degree horizontal coverage pattern, which means that when you get 90 degrees, or really it's 45, it's half. So when you get halfway off axis of these speakers, the high frequency content will be down by 6 dB. Now, if you take 2 speakers and you put them 90 degrees apart, right, so that would mean speakers pointing directly at that wall, they will be further enough out of each other's coverage pattern that they do not create nearly as much destructive interference. But for the purposes of this room and where the audience is going to be, that's impractical for us. The other challenge that we kind of had here is with our subwoofers. Because we have 2 different types of subwoofers, they're not necessarily going to sum exactly perfectly. And so we had to do a little bit of delay, a little bit of EQ to compensate for that. Finally, we can see that there's a center fill here. I have it standing up because, again, I believe this is a 90 by 50 degree speaker. So I tried it on its side, but that only gives us a 50-degree wide pattern. And I found that when you started walking off axis, there was a point where you weren't really getting much from the front fill or from the main speaker. And so by turning it up, I was able to get a more adequate coverage pattern for the purposes of this particular event. Lastly, the way that I was able to determine all of this information with this particular system is by tuning it with a magnitude transfer function, right? So I used a program called Open Sound Meter, but you could also use Room EQ Wizard or Smart. But for the purposes of what we were doing, OSM works great. I have a reference microphone that I put in front of the speakers, and then I output pink noise from Open Sound Meter into this sound system. And that way I'm able to measure the difference between that pink noise and whatever the microphone gets. And that way we can see the magnitude response, in other words, the frequency response of the speakers, and we can see the phase and impulse responses of those speakers. By doing that, we were able to do a little bit of EQ on the mains to get them to fit the exact target curve that I wanted to get for what we're doing. The other thing I was able to do is match the PRX center fill to the sides so that they're as close as possible in frequency response. And then I was able to look at the impulse response of both the main and the center fill and find the spot where they are equal in level. Once I found the spot where they were equal in level, I was able to delay, in this case, the center fill to match the main system a little bit more closely. But I made sure that if you can hear both, if you're in a position where you are able to hear both the main and the center fill, you'll hear the center fill about 1.5 milliseconds before you hear the mains. And the benefit to that is with the precedence effect, our brains are tricked into thinking that the sound is coming from where we hear it first. So by just having that 1.5 millisecond difference, your perception is shifted to the middle, which is where Nick is, right? And everybody should be looking, well, I guess they should really be looking at their date, but for some of the folks, they'll be looking at Nick and enjoying their dance, or maybe looking at these insane tubes that I'm going to have to buy a set of for my business.
NVision, this is DJ Jax. The juniors said they would have more energy than you. Are they wrong? If you guys think the seniors have more energy, say yeah right now. If the seniors are in the building, say damn right now. Do me a quick favor, open that circle up, open it up wider. I already see that circle's going. Open it up, open it up. If you guys came to party, I need to hear you say tell them this ain't what you want. 1, 2, 3, go!
Yeah, just how the deal, I'm on. Yeah, yeah.
I don't say a word. I don't say a word. Was on my grind and now I got what I deserve. Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished. When I was asked the Lord, I thought it was waiting. Dancing on these. the crazy crowd, the loudest. Is that true? I don't know, man. Is that true? All right, we're gonna test you. DJ, drop that track.
of the year. Thank you guys so much. Hope you guys had fun.
So we will give a car debrief, but that's the aftermath. Holy crap. I need one of these.
Need one of what?
Trailer. I need a bigger one though.
Yeah, you don't want this thing. This thing, you feel how the truck was... Oops.
Oh, that's because you have an Eco Boost.
Or because I have a shitty single axle trailer. Where am I? Oh, they're attached to mine.
All right, car debrief time. So, what do you think of the gig?
It was a good gig. It was a good gig. Load-in wasn't too bad once we figured out where we needed to go.
Yeah, I'm really pissed off about that because as you saw on the last one, I don't know if I recorded it, it has the world's crappiest ramp, and I didn't know that you could load in from street level like that.
Did you get any video of where we loaded in?
Yes,
from?
I did.
I mean, I just couldn't believe that they just let me park and leave. I mean, I didn't even have to move the truck. They just let me leave it there all day. I didn't even, it was an enclosed space locked up. Like, I didn't even shut anything. I just left it all open. Like,
yeah, it was really nice and convenient. And, again, it's always nice having Will do an event because we usually like to do one of these a year where he comes on one of my DJ gigs. And of course, I took full advantage of his expertise, which 4 years of college gave him. Or
3 years. Yeah, 3 years.
3 years for a 4-year degree because he's like that. But yeah, I didn't understand anything he did, so I know a lot less about audio than I think I did. So for those of you who understand it, that's great. But yeah, there's the reason why more doesn't equal better. I actually doubted him. I doubted you, but I mean, you clearly proved me wrong because it sounded way the fuck better than last time. Like, it was a lot less harsh to listen to. It sounded good, and honestly, a good chunk of the gig I didn't have earplugs in because it sounded really good.
I didn't have them in too much either.
Yeah, but mixing wise, I don't know how many songs I play. I was fucking flying through songs. I looked down, it's only 8:30. I'm like, oh my god, I still have an hour and a half left, and we danced before dinner, which is very, very rare. Guys, we're gonna head home and get some sleep. So yes.